Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Penny LS1 checking in with yet another one. Same day. This is the same day of the last video, but what I'm getting ready to do is I got a radio coming. Should be delivered tomorrow, and I've got to do some fiberglass work. My dashboard, they stole the stereo out of the car when it was at the shop, and initially I was going to get a new dash, or I was get this one repaired, but not going to do that yet. So in order to get this stereo in here, I've got to fix it because, and actually I already started, you can see right here. So when they ripped it out, they basically ripped out the foam part right here, because it's supposed to be a lip right here that you can put some U-nuts on so that you can screw the radio in. So I basically got to build it back up, like kind of how I got it over here. So I'm gonna scuff this up because I did this a while ago. I'm gonna scuff this up and put a couple more layers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start this as well. So the stereo that I ordered is a RetroSound. I forgot which model it is, but it'll fit in there without any without the dash kit. You just need the brackets on the side. And all this stuff you see right here is my plan, is to put all this stuff in there. That's why I had this amp hooked up, to make sure that these I had it hooked up to make sure that this amp worked. Shout out to the big homie. Whoa. He gave me this amp, man, it's probably been over 10 years, maybe. Somewhere close to it. And I just had it. I've never hooked it up to anything. So it's a 4-channel Boston GT4 504. It's like 75 watts times 4, I think, or 50. It's 50, maybe 50 at 4 ohms and 75 at 2 ohms, something like that. So I'm gonna use this to power all my inside speakers. The plan initially is to put these in the door, get those door panels with the cutouts where you can put 5 1/4 or 6 1/2. So I may still do that. These tweeters I'm not going to use. I'm actually going to use these tweeters right here, and I'm going to mount those in the top of the door panel, like right where the door handle is, where you pull to get out. Mount those flat there. Put these in the door. I was going to put those in the quarter. They have those aftermarket panels that y'all saw my buddy's Monte Carlo, the 84, the blue interior. That's what he did, but he has 5 1/4. These are 6 1/2. But he bought those panels from Dixie Restoration. The only thing is, with aftermarket speakers, you have to cut. We had to cut a 4-inch hole in the side of the damn car. Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that. You can buy the speakers from Dixie. They're shallow mount. They're like 1.7 inches shallow, where these are like almost 3 inches deep for mounting depth. So you can buy the ones from Dixie. Only thing is they don't have good power handling. I think they're like 40 watts. These are 100 watts each. And this is the component set. So it came with these crossovers so that you can separate your frequencies. So I was just bumping Ozzy Brothers just to hear the vocals. And this is it's crazy how I got it hooked up. But this is a USB-C to RCA adapter. So this thing right here is one piece. So it goes to your phone. It actually came with 3 different adapters. You can plug up your headphone jack or your standard lightning from the old iPhones. And then on the other end, it's got 2 male RCA plugs. You just plug that into the amp. So basically, the sound from the phone is going directly into the amp. Excuse me, it's going directly into the amp. So if you know anything about car audio, all you need is 12 volts. So I got my little battery. This was in the trunk of the Malibu. And for the start-stop function, I had bought an extra battery for the rear and the front. So anyway, so I just got this hooked up, ground and ground and positive. The blue one is the remote trigger wire, which would normally run to your stereo, that turns the amp on. So you see the light is on. If I pull this wire out, see it's got the soft turn off, soft turn on. See that? It goes red, then it slowly goes. So the amp's powered on. All I gotta do is hit play on my phone. So watch this. I'm messing up. I'm trying to skip the track. Hold up. But yeah, so I'm finna turn this on. I'm gonna cut the camera off. I'm finna get some work done on the dash. Go ahead and start scuffing that up so I can get this fiberglass laid in there so it can cure. It's humid, so it may take longer than normal to cure. So when I did my console, it was like that too. It was so hot and humid outside. The fiberglass took like a day or so to even get hard. It was still kind of tacky the next day. So let me get started. I'll cut you back on. I want to make some progress on this dash. All right, y'all. So I made some progress on this here. I got about 4 layers on each side. I know it's not straight, but I got to trim it anyway. So we'll get that once it hardens up. But the radio that I'm actually putting here is the RetroSound Newport M2B digital media receiver. It's the 10.5. So that's the factory size for most GMs, and it says it's some Fords and Mopars as well. It's a digital media player. It's got 3 preamp outputs, so you got your front, rear, and sub. It's got a USB on the back, as well as a external microphone. I thought it had a aux, but I don't need the aux. But you can also connect your phone via Bluetooth and play your music through the Bluetooth connection. So that should be here. I ordered that through Crutchfield. It's scheduled to be delivered tomorrow. So that's why I'm getting all this prepared. I also ordered the trim piece that goes on here that matches this, the black and red. That from Dixie Restoration Depot. I haven't got a shipping confirmation. The email I got from them said that it was back ordered, but that it was supposed to be in the next couple of days. So hopefully that comes this week as well. Either way, I can still put the radio in. I don't need the bezel. That's just a beauty bezel. So I'm trying to get everything squared away for Friday for next Cars and Coffee. I do have speakers in the dash. I mentioned that. Let me grab my pick. I think I can get it up. Let me grab a pick too and pull that up so I can show y'all what's in the dash. All right, so I got that up. It's not plugged up. I just had it sitting in there. So this is a kicker. KSC 270. This is a 2 3/4 inch speaker, but you see this ring around it? This makes it fit. This is a 3.5 inch original speaker. I'm putting these in here because this is just what I wanted. And if I put those 6.5s in the door, there's really no need for those 3.5s. So let me turn this music down real quick. My little makeshift stereo is doing its job. But yeah, so basically I'm running a 3-speaker or 6-speaker front stage. So we'll have 3 on each side, the 6.5 in the door. I'm putting the tweeter right here, and then that 2 3/4 right there in the dash. Let me grab that tweeter bezel and show you how it's gonna look. These tweeters right here, I'm putting the focal in the door because they're smaller than the Scar. So all I gotta do is get a hole saw that's this size. Then I can just drill that hole and that'll sit flush in there. And what I'll do is I'll put some tape on there and try to get them at the same. Well, these are different. No, they're the same. No, they're different. This right here is the same distance from here than on the other side, this side over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm trying to get them marked in the same exact area on both sides, so that way it'll be an equal distance to the, well, not necessarily equal distance, but yeah, I get what I'm trying to say. That way it'll be even. So that tweeter's gonna go in there, and that amp that I was showing y'all earlier is gonna run the front stage as well as the rear. I'm probably just gonna go with the 4x10s in the rear because I really don't care too much for a rear stage, because I'm gonna have so much front stage. I just need a little bit of rear feel. So I don't necessarily need no mid bass in the rear quarters, because the mid bass that's gonna come from these 6.5s in the front is gonna be decent enough. Then of course I got those 3 Scar 10s, or 2 Scar 10s. I take that back. The box I made for 3 10s, but I'm gonna go with these 2. Let me turn this off. So this box, I know I got stuff sitting up. Probably shouldn't have that. This box is built for the Scar VD, which is this one in the center. Those are the shallow mount woofers. They only take like, what was it? Because the box is 2 cubic feet. Yes, 2. So I made that for 3 of those. I think it was like, was it 0.75? I can't remember. Whatever it was, I calculated it to be 2 cubic feet for 3 of those. But the thing is, this speaker is damaged, and since I took these out of the Malibu, they all fit in there. These are the SDs or SDR. They take 1 cubic foot each, so I can't put 3 of these in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this one in here just to fill that hole, and it's 2 cubic feet the box is, so that's perfect for these 2. And then this will be just as like a active radiator or whatever they call that. That way it's not an empty hole and I don't have to put some wood in there to plug it. I could put a piece of wood in there, glue it, and plug it, but we'll run it like that until I switch it out. So we're gonna run this box, These in the front door, I just got those hooked up just because I'm listening to it. So those in the front door, and these in the door as well, with those 2 3/4 in the dash, and this 4-channel amp, which is, I said earlier, Boston, and it's a 50.4. That's what that is right there, 504. So 50.4. That's that 4-ohm stereo. I think you can bridge it to 2-ohm stereo and get 75. So let me I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna let this fiberglass cure. It's actually already starting to harden because it's pretty warm today, and it's not as humid as it has been. But look, y'all see that? It's already hard. So I'm gonna use my Dremel with my carbide burr bit and just cut it. I put this on just so that I can get extra on here in the corners, so I got some overlap. But I'm gonna take my carbide bit and I can just cut it back to where I need it, which is probably like right here, but that's okay. And then I can square it up, and if I need to put some more, but I think that's gonna be good, because all we got to put on here is those U nuts, and then screw it. This will be enough to hold that radio. I'm excited now. So I'm gonna cut y'all off. I'm gonna cut y'all back on once this cures fully, and then I start to trim it, and hopefully tomorrow my radio will be here and I can probably go ahead and put that in. And that's why I pre-ran my wires. So I already got my amp wires right here, ran it through the, so I got the remote turn on lead, and I got my RCAs, which I think I got a 6-channel. Yeah, I got 6-channel RCAs. So I just need to get a sub amp. So I'll be able to hook that 4-channel amp up once I get the radio, because I got front, rear, and sub outputs right here. So that amp will go in there, and I'll run this, and I'll just pigtail off of this to the other amp once I get it. I'm probably going to get that Scar, the 1200, I don't even know what the model number is, but it's a 1200 watt RMS, because those 2 SDRs are 600 watts a piece. So that amp will do for now. Like I said, I'm probably going to swap subs out later, and then I'll get whatever amp, whatever subs I get, I'll match the amp to that. So, but I'm gonna cut y'all off, and I'm gonna cut y'all back on here in a little bit. All right, y'all. So it's a couple of hours later. So the fiberglass is solid. So what I initially did, I used this bit right here. This is a carbide bit. I used that on Dremel to scuff up around all the edges where I was gonna be putting fiberglass resin and matte, so that would have something to bond to, because this is smooth, and you have dressing on there that's slick. So I actually wiped it down with acetone first, and then I used this to scuff it up to give it something to bite. Put my fiberglass on. Now what I'm about to do, you see the tape? I don't know if you can see that green tape. I put that behind it, because that's the same, that's the width that it needs to be. So I made it extra wide just so that I can make sure I got a good bond in the corner. So now I'm gonna get my Sharpie and draw a line here, a line here, and I'm gonna use this right here, this cutoff wheel on the Dremel, and cut it. That should be good. So let me get that, let me put some gloves on and put my respirator on. Let me get my vacuum set up too, because it's gonna be fucking throwing, excuse my language. I still got fiberglass on my arm rest because my arm just started itching just now. So let me get everything set up. I'm gonna probably put y'all on timelapse so y'all can see this. Be back in a second. There we go. It's on there. Uh-oh, did I run out of juice? Nope, I just overheated it. It's almost off. Just like that. Toss that out. Get the vacuum real quick. And then what I'll do, where's the wrench? I'm gonna take this carbide bit and now I'm making a mess. I'm gonna take the carbide bit and clean it up. Alright y'all, so we got almost the finished product, but you see why I made it extra long, so when I trim it, it'll be the right length. Try to get it straight as possible, but to show you how thick it is, check this out. See that? So how many layers I put on there to get it that thick. So that should hold pretty well once because what I'm gonna have to do is drill 2 holes in each side and then put the U-nut on there. And then when I put the radio in, I can just screw straight through the U-nut, and this will hold the weight of the stereo. So pretty solid. I tried to get this tape up, but it got resin on it, so it's pretty much part of the it's pretty much part of it now. The same thing over here, so it'll be all right. I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna spray some gray paint on there, but we're good to go. So I'm just gonna kind of clean it up and get it prepped for the paint. And then I'll probably cut y'all back on once the stereo comes in, and I'll do a quick unboxing on that stereo tomorrow, and we'll go ahead and put it in and plug it up, and we'll turn it on because like I said, I got 2 speakers in the dash already. I just need to plug them up to the wire harness in there because I actually bought an adapter. Matter of fact, that's what I wanted to show y'all. Hold on, let me get my pick again so I can pull this speaker back out. Hold up. When I order these speakers from Crutchfield, they always send you a pigtail for the car that you're ordering the speakers for, so that you don't have to cut the original plug. So this just goes in here. See if I can do it with one hand. I think it goes like this. Yep. So now I can just cut this in, or if you got a speaker, you can just plug that to the speaker. But in my case, I have this bass blocker on there, so I'm actually gonna put my own connector on there. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'll cut this end off, and then I'll put a connector on there. That way I can just disconnect it like that. Or I might put some bullets, either way. So that's what that is. And so like I said, I'll cut y'all back on. I'm gonna clean this up, wipe it down. Still got some dust on it from that cutting that fiberglass. And then my radio should be here tomorrow. Like I said, I also ordered the faceplate. I'm still waiting for a shipping confirmation from Dixie Restoration on that. And then we'll go ahead and get this buttoned up. But all of this will be in this video. Holla at you in a minute. All right, so it's a couple of days later. Everything has arrived. So I opted for the Newport M2B RetroSound. So you can see everything that it's capable of right here. You got Bluetooth. It's got 2 USB. It says, no, that's not right. It's on, this one only has 1 USB. And it has 3 RCAs. You got adjustable color display and modular mounting, which is important. That's key. So this in this box right here, this is the meat and potatoes, the amplifier basically. But look how small it is compared to a traditional single DIN stereo. Look at that. Look at that. So it's only that wide. It's about the same. No, it's actually about half the depth too. The regular stereo is about that deep. Cause I got a EQ over there that's about that. So this is the modular setup, and the faceplate is here. So let's open that up. So what I need to do is test fit in the dash to see if I need to do some more trimming on my fiberglass work that I did. So let's get this out of here so that I can see what it looked like. So that's what the face looks like. Okay, it's just got a wire that plugs into this port right here, and see these metal brackets right here? That mounts onto the amplifier portion of it. And this little, if you can see this little channel right here on the end, on both ends, it slides right into there, and it's got screws. Yeah, it's got 2 screw holes right here on each side of the bracket right there. Right there. So what I want to do first real quick, this the faceplate, also this came in. So as you can see, it's the same size as this hole, this cutout right here. So we don't need a dash kit like you would with the single DIN or a double DIN. This is the size of the original stereo. See that? So it's just going to go over there like that. So the first thing I want to do is take this faceplate or this in the dash and see, like I say, if I need to trim some more of that fiberglass out. I'm pretty sure I do, because I made it extra big. So I'm trying to see if it'll fit in between this right here. I know it's got enough height. So it's gonna mount in there like that, and then it needs to be trimmed. So on the bottom, let me grab my marker, but this piece right here is actually in the way, and I actually marked it, if you see that black line, so I just didn't cut it back far enough. And over here too. So I'm gonna get my Sharpie, I'm gonna make another line, then I'm gonna come in here with my Dremel and grind that back some. So we'll do a little at a time. That's upside down. We'll do a little at a time until we get it to fit in there, and then I'll cut y'all back on and we'll go from there. But it's gonna look good. All right, back in a minute. All right, so I somewhat got it. I need to tweak it just a little bit, but I want to see it's in there. It's just sitting in there, and I'm gonna put this bezel on to see, make sure everything clears. Give y'all a, oh yeah, that's gonna be all right. Yeah, what y'all think? Tap in below, tell me what y'all think. So now I'll tweak it a little bit more, but I think we got a good fit. This is all the way on. Just need to put the screws in to hold it. And so what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and assemble the stereo to the amp, or the faceplate to the amp, and then I can start putting the wires in the dash. I've actually already wired up the, let me take this out of here so I don't screw it up. I've actually already started wiring the harness. That's it right here. I've already wired it and put some, I said I wasn't going to use that tape, but the harness tape. So I just need to plug it up. This is going to go to a 12 volt, I think it's constant. Let's see, yellow. Yeah, constant 12 volt is where this goes. And I'm not sure exactly yet. Oh, that's where this goes actually. This plugs into the car, and that yellow goes to this yellow. Let me show you where it's at. There's a harness in here on the factory harness. If you still have your factory plugs, I still have all mine. So there's 3 plugs that go to the back of the radio. For one of these is power, excuse me, one of these is for power. You got, I think this is it right here, because it's power, ground, and key on, and then the other 2 are for speakers. So it should be 4. Yep, 4 in that one. These are the speaker ones right here. This blue one and this clear one, or this white one, is the speaker harness. This is the power plug. You got your ground, your hot, your ground, your key on, and what did I say? Ground, key on, and forgot that fast. God damn. Hold on. Ground is red, black, and I might have taped them up. What is it? Red, black. This is red and black. Oh, the yellow one. Red, black, and yellow on this harness is what that goes to. Nah, that's this yellow. I'm tripping, y'all. Forgive me. It's ground, power, and hold on. I got a second harness over here. I done taped that one up. Can't freaking see. Oh, I knew I was forgetting. It's the dimmer. There's only 3 on here. Yeah, here we go. So you got your red, black, and orange. So power, this is gonna be key on, ground, and the dimmer. The problem is this radio doesn't have a dimmer, because in this harness there's no dimmer. There's only those 2 wires. It's supposed to be 3. See, you got your black, your red, orange, and this one just got black and yellow. Anyways, but this wire right here, this little pigtail, that was a factory. There's a factory plug in here that this goes to. It's brown and orange. This one right here. And this is a constant hot. That's why I got tape on it, even though it's got the plug on it. So that orange is going to line up, I believe, with this yellow, because that's the constant on the. Let me see how it goes in. I could take the tape off now. It's straight. All right, so I got it squared away. I had to hook the battery up too, because I was trying to test the wire. The battery wasn't hooked up. So on this plug here, the orange wire is a constant 12 volt. And let me prove it to you. Not that I have to. I'm sure y'all believe me. Got my multimeter set up. Got it grounded right here. So watch when I touch the orange. Y'all see that? And that's the orange wire. Now, on this other plug right here, there's a power wire too. It's this yellow one right here. But let's check that one. Let me plug the probe in there. Okay, so we got the yellow one probed, but you see that? Got nothing. This one is a key on. See, watch this. See that? That's why I keep telling y'all, y'all gotta get a multimeter. I could tell you all day what color the wire is, but if you test it, or if it don't work, you gotta test it. Maybe the color is different. So anyway, the plug right in. The only difference with this aftermarket adapter harness for this orange wire, it's got orange and yellow on here. Actually, I'm not even sure what this brown one. Let me see if that's a key on. That might be a key on. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think it's a ground. I didn't even check it, so let's see. Let me see if it get power. Nope, so that must be a ground. Okay, so the brown one does nothing. So this plug, when it goes in here, it's gonna match up yellow with the orange on here. So this yellow is gonna be my constant 12 volt. So I need to cover that wire up. You see it's bare right now. Or where does that go on this harness over here? Let me see. Oh, it goes on this right here. It goes to this yellow. So that's why they made it yellow. Yellow to yellow. So let me go ahead and solder that together. That way I ain't got to worry about setting nothing on fire with that. I'm going to go ahead and put the radio together and put y'all on time lapse. We're going to go ahead and try to get it installed. Okay, real quick, I got to show y'all this, because I just ran into an issue. Dang, why does this thing keep... So the issue is this bracket right here. This bracket is supposed to be what mounts the face plate to the dash. So I thought it went something like that, or hell, I didn't know how it went. But let me show you how it fits on the faceplate, and then I'll show you what I had to do to modify it. So you can see on the side, you got those 2 rectangle notches, one here, one here. So let's do this. So this is how I had it originally. I had it like that, right? But it's too far back. If you put it in there, it won't go in any further. If that makes any sense. Let me see if I can prop y'all up right there. All right. So how I had it initially, let me put it back on. I had it like this. Y'all about to get a finished product in a minute. This thing keep acting up. So I had it like this with the rectangle. Jesus, bruh. Talk about a bad day. So I had it originally had it like that. But it actually goes like this. But it's still too far forward. You see that? Well, this part won't go in far enough. Well, it kind of does, but it stops. So what I had to do was modify that bracket to look like this. Y'all see the difference? Watch this. So I went from this right here to this. So basically I cut off this 90-degree part right here. So see that right there? I cut that off. Now it'll go on with the rectangle part facing. Still, you got to face it to the back. See, if you face it to the front, it mounts it too close. So you turn it like this, with this part faced in the back, and then it'll actually press fit right here up against that. So I was like, how am I gonna put it in there unless you put a, it's probably a nut in the washer or a nut in the bolt right here. Of course, I haven't read the instructions yet, but it doesn't show you this because this is aftermarket. This didn't come with the radio. It came as a aftermarket adapter. So now it'll go in there, but it's still not, it's too long. So what I'm gonna do is just trim it down, leaving just enough room to get the screw in the hole. So let's see if I can do that without screwing it up. And like what I'm doing, I'm trying to test mount it before I put the radio together and put the harness on there. So I'm gonna cut y'all back on in a second. Alright, so I'm getting ready to finally assemble it. I had to trim the dash some more. This is not a direct bolt-on kit, even with the brackets that come with it. Some trimming is necessary, as well as, well, in my case, because my dash was broke, so I had to fiberglass those side pieces back on, so I may have had them too tall and too thick. But the brackets that came with this, that mount right here, those didn't line up to what I need, so I had to trim them. I'll show y'all when I get in the car. But I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this, so I'm just following these directions. Of course, you have to put these knobs on. So, come with spacers right there. And got all my hardware here. So it's gonna look something like this. And I think these are the buttons up here. And these are the, no, here's the buttons right there. And the knobs are somewhere. So let me get it assembled, then we'll jump in the car. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in and turn it on, man. Let's go. Alright, y'all, so we got it wired up. I haven't mounted it because I have to finagle the brackets. I can get it in there, it'll stay, but I don't have the screws for the dash bezel, so I need to get some screws. But I'll do that. I'll run to the hardware store here in a bit, but I wanted to show y'all that it does work. So we'll turn the key on. So you see it's off, so we'll turn the key on. It'll come on. It's got a slight delay. There you go. RetroSound. It's got a RGB lighting. You can change it to any color on the spectrum. I already had it hooked up to the phone. You can change it to any color, so I don't know how to change the color, so right now it's basically in what do you call it, demo mode. But it is connected to my phone, so let's go Bluetooth, and you'll see RetroSound right there connected. So it is made for iPhone. I don't know about Android Auto or audio. God damn, let me turn it down. It is made for iPhone, so Now, what I'm running is the Kicker 2 3/4 inch dash. They're mid drivers. I know the dash speakers are 3.5, but I bought these 2 3/4 because I'm running a 3-way setup. So I've got the 2 3/4 up in the stock location up here. I'm gonna run the tweeter right here. Let me grab it, because I actually have I'm thinking about running them in the sail, or in, not the sail panel, up here. I want to run the tweeters here, but I don't know if I have room, because here's the bezel for the tweeter. I would love to get them to go flush mount into that bezel right there, or into this trim piece. If not, I'll put them right here, and they'll be flush mounted there. But I'm actually gonna get the door panel with the 6 or 5 1/4. They go there, but I'll make it big enough to put the 6.5 in that I have. So I have 6.5 inch right there, tweeter right here, mid driver up in the dash, and I've got a 4-channel amplifier to run all of that, and plus my subwoofers. So just to give you a quick, because like I said, it is gonna be copyright. I was just bumping some this off the what is this, off the Fast and Furious soundtrack, Fast 10 I think it was. So give you a quick snippet. It seemed high to get volume, but it's just radio running the speakers. These speakers can take 50 or 60 watts. This is only a 40 watt per channel head unit. So once I amplify the front speakers with the 3-ways, this is actually pretty loud to be coming off the head unit. But once I amplify it, it's going to be ear breaking. Trust me. Let me see. Gotta pay my thugs, 'cause they about action. He should be a movie star, he good at acting.